Ready? Lights, camera, action.
Perfect. Okay. Do you want me to just jump into it like a regular?
Yeah, just a normal yellow pad.
Perfect. Well, Miss Lamb, nice to meet you.
Nice to
Thanks
meet
for
you.
being in our classroom. How's your day going?
It's been good. I'm glad it's Friday.
I am right there with you. You're my last meeting of the day. So.
Well, sorry to keep you.
No, you can. That means two things. Either we can get out of here real fast, or if you have a lot of questions.
Oh, okay,
so,
okay.
Purpose of today is to go through the retirement benefits. So we're going to cover like TRS and the districts 4 through B. Was there any other like retirement or financial planning questions in general you wanted to cover?
This is all new to me. I don't know a lot.
Okay.
So I really don't know what I don't know, honestly.
I mean, that's perfect because this is exactly what this presentation is designed for.
Okay.
So you can see that is hopefully similarly to what I look like still here in person. I'm going to go over a quick introduction on myself and Equitable.
Okay.
We'll walk through a few slides here. We'll go to TRS and 4 through B, and then we'll jump to a calculator.
Okay.
If you have questions throughout, just let me know.
Okay.
Quick background on me. I grew up in Taylor, a little town east of Boston. I went to A&M Corpus Christi down to the coast for majoring in finance, and I am a fully licensed financial advisor. You can see a few of my licenses here.
Okay.
What that means when I say I'm fully licensed is not only do I work with educators, whether you're in education, out of education, or never been in education,
Yeah.
I can work with you, right?
Okay.
So we're all
Cool.
encompassing. Equitable is the same way, so fully comprehensive company. Most of our clients we work with is just through individual retirement planning and just overall financial planning, really. Also the largest educator retirement planner nationwide. So we help out more teachers than anybody, even though it's just a piece of what we do. Quick idea of what like full-fledged financial planning may look like. Could be anything from going over the net worth and other investment accounts outside of retirement. Anything from the different types of risk management with life insurances and other insurances. Our focus today is going to be in this area, which is going to be these more long-term accounts.
Okay.
Right?
Great.
And this is something we probably take advantage of in the future, but it's what do you want, right? What have you done? What's the goal here, and are we going to get there? So this is called a target map.
Okay.
And this is going to help us really get, a lot of people do a good job maybe saving, not so good on what they're saving for, right? So this is going to be a huge piece in the future.
Oh, cool.
Give me, I know you said you really haven't done much, but give me some background. What else outside of TRS have you done to save for the future?
Nothing.
Did you work any jobs outside of education?
Just like part-time stuff.
How many years?
Just like a couple as I was finishing up school.
Okay.
So.
You probably, so I always like to ask that because you were probably putting in the Social Security as well.
Yeah.
Right. So if you have TRS and you have Social Security, these are government pensions, and you can get both of them. You just need to qualify for both of them separately.
Okay.
Right. And then have you got your savings account at the bank set up?
Yeah, like I have my checking and savings at the bank.
Good. That's awesome. Before you do anything for retirement, you want to have that savings account set up. Usually the goal is to have about 3 to 6 months of whatever your fixed expenses are saved up in there. So that's good. Okay, perfect. So let's go ahead. That's there. Let's go ahead and jump into it. How it works is most educators work here on the private side, most people in America work here on the private side, right? Your corporations and so on, and they contribute into Social Security.
Okay.
Now you are a public educator here in the state of Texas, so that means you have TRS instead, right? Pretty similar. They're both government mandated pension plans, meaning you don't got a choice. They're gonna pull money from your check whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
Put you in an equation, based off of that equation, they'll pay you a check to the day you pass away.
Okay.
The biggest issue that they both share is that these are not going to be enough. Right? So it's just a simple fact. It's pretty much common knowledge of Social Security. TRS will just flat out tell you that. So in that little video I showed you, I don't know if you had a chance to watch that.
Yeah, I did.
It's TRS basically letting you know, hey, we're not going to be enough for retirement. They're just not designed for that.
Gotcha.
I do think they're better than Social Security, but again, they're just not designed for that. In the private space, that's where someone would have a 401k set up. Your version of that as an educator is the 403b.
Okay.
We're going to jump in that here in a minute. Let's cover TRS because it's happening whether we like it or not.
Yeah.
With TRS and when you can retire, have you heard of this rule of 80 before?
No.
Okay. So forewarning, you'll probably hear a few things like rule of 70, rule of 90, or anything by the water cooler. You can just kind of tone it out. Everybody in education goes under the rule of 80. There's going to be an additional age requirement for you that'll cover, but the rule of 80 is your age plus your years need to add up to 80 points, right? So again, this is your first year in education, right?
Yes.
Okay, let me pull out my calculator because I'm a financial advisor, but And also have some things here. So year 1, and then how old are you going to be by the end of the academic year?
23.
3. Awesome. So that's 24 years. Okay. So that means you got 56 points built up. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So you got 24 credits with your 80 in your years.
Okay.
And you're going to minus that by the 80 that you need to get. It's going to say you have
Mm-hmm.
56 points to go.
Okay.
Not years, points. Right? 'Cause you're going to get 2 credits a year. Right?
Okay.
Another year you get older, another year you work.
Okay.
You can divide that by 2, you know, in about 23 years. You're going to start at 28 years. You're going to hit your rule of 80. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. It's
Right.
not too bad.
So 28 plus 23 is going to put you at age 51, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which is a lot earlier than when most people get to retire, and it's actually earlier than you'll get to retire because TRS this is where the minimum age requirement comes in. You don't have to work until 62, but TRS will not pay your money out until 62.
Oh, dang.
Right.
Okay.
The teacher down the hall who's been doing it for 20 years, all she has to do is hit her rule of 80. So she does that at 51, 52, whatever.
Mhm.
She can immediately leave education and TRS will start to pay her out.
Okay.
People started to live a lot longer, so
Mhm.
the TRS added the additional age requirement.
Gotcha.
Right? So you got to hit your rule of 80 by 62, and then TRS will pay you out.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, kind of a bummer, but
Yeah, I'm the messenger here at this point, right? So I totally understand. How much you get paid, though, is based off this equation, right?
Mhm.
So it's going to be 2.3% multiplied by the number of years you worked, multiplied by the average of your 5 highest incomes,
okay.
right? So the longer you work at the district, bigger percentage of the pension you qualify for.
Mm-hmm.
Most educators, if they make a career out of this, they'll work about 20 to 25 years, and that's going to get them about 50 to 60% of their pension, right? Whatever that percentage is for you, we're going to take it and multiply it by the average of your 5 highest salaries, right? Keyword here is highest.
Mm.
Right? So TRS does not care what years you got them in. They don't have to be your last 5. They don't have to be consecutive. Just whatever your 5
Okay.
highest incomes are, right? An example I give of this is, let's say you're a principal for 20 years and you make $100,000 every year. You are going to make the same as someone who was a teacher for 15 years making 50 grand, but was also a principal for 5 years making 100,000.
Oh,
Right,
wow.
so it's something to think with. Anything you do, whether you get salary increase, stipends,
Yeah.
you know, summer school bonus, anything like that
Mhm.
will help you increase that.
Okay.
Right. Any questions on this slide?
No.
Okay. Big picture here, right? This is you right now. You just started in education. Right?
Mm-hmm.
What's going to be great about education is every single year you're going to get a pay increase.
Mm-hmm.
And what that's trying to help you do is keep up with the cost of living.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So the issue that happens is at retirement, that you're not going to, you know, basically have a pay raise, right? Inflation's going to
Right.
continue to go up whether we like it or not. And that retirement comes along, you usually take the biggest pay cut of your life, right? Now TRS will kick in. What'll be nice about TRS is it's going to pay out forever. So as
Okay.
long as you're alive, you'll have something coming in.
Mm-hmm.
The issue is, one, it's going to be a lot less than what you were making, usually about 40 to 50%.
Mm.
And whatever it does start paying out, let's say 62, is never going to increase. Right, so it'd be the same thing at 62 as it is at 72, 82, 92, 102, or however long you decide to live.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Right? What does go up that entire time? It's cost of living.
Yeah.
Right? Inflation's not going down for anybody. What we see from people is the first couple years in retirement, if you had done a great job paying off your debt, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you own your home,
Mm-hmm.
right? Don't have any car payments or anything like that. You can probably pinch your pennies for a couple years. You're not traveling.
Yeah.
Right? You're not, you know, they're a little bit on the hog, but you'll be paying your bills. A couple years after that, it won't matter.
Mm.
You're gonna have to go back to work. This is the reason when you go to Walmart in the middle of the night, there's someone in their 80s and their 90s helping you check your bags out.
Yeah.
It's the reason that every campus I go to, including this one, has retired teachers somewhere on staff.
Yeah, that's true.
Right. To avoid that and be able to actually retire, that is the reason your 403B exists.
Okay.
Right, so this is the reason the districts are required by law to provide it to you guys, and why TRS themselves say, hey, you need to make sure you activate this.
Yeah.
Right? How your 403B works is you take contributions from your salary,
Mm-hmm.
you add them into your 403B, which builds up not by just what you contribute to,
Yeah.
but also by the account growing upon itself. Right, it's going to fill this, you know, this void between the cost of living and TRS. You simply get to pull and use this at retirement and live how you want to.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Cool. Yeah.
Perfect. Any questions on TRS, or is it okay if we jump into the 403B?
Yeah, no, I think I need to set up the 403B. I don't think I've done that yet.
Perfect. Yeah, you have. That's why we're here. So perfect. So let's go ahead. First off, go ahead and tell me, what have you been told, if anything, on what you should try to save for retirement every year?
I haven't really heard much. I think, aren't you supposed to have like 80% or something? Like save 80% of your salary?
Save 80% of your salary?
Or to be able to live off 80% of your salary?
Oh, okay. I was like, if you were saving 80% of your salary, you were definitely going to be able to retire.
I can't afford that. That's why I've been intimidated.
I was going to be like, you may be the best budgeter that's ever existed. And yeah. So there's all kinds of different things. The fact that you've heard something is good, and that's going to be pretty close. It's almost like I like that you know something, because about 95% of the time when I ask that, nobody's heard anything. So it's good that you heard something. We're not going to worry too much right now about an end amount. I'm just going to talk about what you should save every year, and then I'll show you here in a minute what the sum is going to look like.
Okay.
The most you can save every year is $22,500 right now.
Okay.
Right? Every year it usually goes up, but this is what the IRS has said. Hey, this is the limit. There's great tax benefits with your 403B, so they don't want you to be able to save everything. Right? Okay. There's also no minimum, so it's a huge range of what you can save. Whatever you decide to do, you can increase, decrease, or stop and pause at any point. Right? So it's super flexible. What we actually recommend people try to save from retirement comes from the College of Financial Planning, which did a big calculation. And what they were trying to figure out is, how much do you need to save to maintain your style of living in retirement? What that came out to be was 20% of your income. Okay. Right. So that is kind of the number again. Is 80% or whatever the case may be. If you can save 20% every year, that'll get you that full retirement. TRS is already doing a portion of that 20% for you, whether we like it or not, right? So that leaves about 10 to 15% that we want to save on the side. Okay. For the B's, things of that nature. So let's go ahead and jump over here. Go ahead and tell me, what is your salary this year?
It's 53.
Okay, so 53,000. Okay, it's 53,000, which means you're making about 4,400 a month. Does that sound about right?
I feel a little less than that after taxes and stuff. But
this is so this 4,400 is not necessarily net, but this is gross income.
Oh,
right?
okay.
So before taxes. Does that sound like
I guess I only ever see it afterwards.
What would your paycheck be?
It's like 4,000.
4,000. So we multiply that by the tax bracket. Yeah, that puts you. I think this is actually probably a little bit conservative. So yeah, I'd put that if you're making about 4,000, that means you're probably getting paid out about 4,800. I'm gonna leave it about 4,400, which is awesome, by the way. Okay. Right? First year in education that you're making that in this area, that's great.
Perfect.
If you want to max out, I'll show you here. So you could, to get to that $22,500 cap, you could put in $1,875 a month, right? That will get you that annual cap at the end of the year. That's gonna be a really awesome retirement. Don't necessarily have to do that, but for whatever reason, when budget comes up, if we're able to do that, or a lot of times people are good if they want to have help on taxes, they can do that. For the recommended 10 to 15%, 15% would be $663 on the pre-tax side, or it'd be $530 on the Roth or after-tax side. Have you ever heard of like Roth or after-tax savings?
I've heard of Roth before,
right?
But I don't know what it means really.
It's just money that's after it's been taxed.
Oh,
so all the money in your bank account is after-tax money.
Gotcha.
Right, so it's money after it's been taxed. I'm probably going to recommend doing it this way with you. I'm going to ask you a couple more questions, but basically when you save on the pre-tax side, so if you save 15%, again, you'd save that $663. It's only going to feel like $530 is actually coming out of your paycheck. Okay. Because when you save on the pre-tax side, you're saving money pre-tax, so you're getting to put money away in the 403B that the government would normally tax up front. Does that make sense? So that's where that little extra money comes through. It's also going to reduce your taxable income, right? So it's going to help you get a bigger tax return at the end of the year, and because you're saving more, the account's usually going to grow faster. Okay. Right? Now, the catch is, because all those great benefits, then on the back end, when you go to pull that money out of retirement, that's when the government's going to tax you. Oh, gotcha. Right? When you do it on the Roth or the after-tax side, it flips it. Okay. And so then you're saying, okay, if I want to save $530, it's going to feel like $530 on my budget. Yeah. There's not going to be any upfront tax benefits. It's not going to help you get a better tax return at the end of the year. Yeah. But what it does do is you put that $530 in there, you never pay taxes again on that $530, and you never pay taxes again on what that $530 grows into. Oh, okay. So when that $530 grows into $10,000, that's $9,500 in tax-free growth that you don't have to pay. Wow. It's really, like I like to joke and say, it's the only legal way in America to earn income and not pay taxes on it. right?
Let's do that then.
Okay. It's really great when someone's like young like yourself,
Right.
right? 12.5 would be 440. 10% would be about 350. My question to you is, whether it's one of these numbers or another number in your head, what is something you think would be doable going into your 403B every month?
I think I could do that. The 12.5%.
Okay, so doing the 440.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, perfect. Again, this isn't going to start until next pay period.
Mm-hmm.
But again, if you feel like the 440 is doable, we can get that going. Do you have your driver's
Great.
license with you?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's do this. Grab your driver's license. I'll pull up the
Okay.
forms that we need, and we will go from there.
Great. Thanks, Mr. Crain.
Perfect.